Back in the 1990s, I was in deep debt. I had more than 6 credit cards that I owed money on, and I owed the IRS back taxes. It was a Saturday evening when I was having my own pity party that I turned on the TV and Suze Orman was on, and gratefully, she was talking about credit cards and the debt that we can accumulate from them. She went on to talk about the APR, which is the annual percentage rate, and interest rates, and how you need to pay the minimum balance along with the interest rate in order to start digging yourself out of debt. Now, I was intrigued because no one told me how to use a credit card. Back in the 1990s, they just sent you credit cards in the mail, and I just used them without a care. But with Suze Orman's advice, I started with the lowest bill I had and paid it off, and continued with that formula for a few years. It took me about 3 years to pay back my taxes. During this entire time, I eliminated what I didn't need, like subscriptions to magazines, buy Oprah magazine, cable, buy Suze Orman, and spending. Spending means to dissipate, to get rid of. So I stopped spending my money on unnecessary items. Since I lived in New York City at the time, I started attending free events and programs, which were a lot. They had free events at the museums, the libraries, and in the summertime, there were free concerts in the park, and so on. But even during my problematic moments with my debt, I still kept visualizing and moving forward on my goals. I got my driver's license on my 40th birthday because I wanted a car. I wrote out my goals and taped them to my living room wall and on the back of my front apartment door, so that every time I was leaving my place of residence, I could always remind myself of my goals and my intentions for the day. I used to cut out pictures of the home I wanted, car, clothes, places I wanted to travel to. I journaled my regrets, hopes, and dreams. I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. And I talked to people I could trust about my debt. I even went to Debtors Anonymous meetings to get help. And I was very fortunate at the time to have a government job and health care that provided free weekly therapy. When I retired back in 2013, after 28 years in my government job, I had my own car and I moved to Florida. I bought a new 2013 mobile home for cash. I still had 2 credit card debts and a car loan. So I returned to work in 2014 as a security guard and paid off both credit cards and my car loan. I was still doing my visualization work. I continued my formula of collecting pictures of where I wanted to travel, the new home I wanted, cars, clothes, and other items I wanted to purchase. But now I had those photos on my computer and iPhone as screensavers. In 2013, during the height of COVID-19, I moved into what I call a traditional home, with a beautiful back and front yard and a 2-car garage. And guess what? It came completely furnished. It was astounding that God blessed me with what I wanted and even gave me more. But I want you to understand that whatever you are going through, you can get through the debt. Write it out, stay focused, and keep your fears to yourself. That's your goals and your dreams. Not everyone will understand. Remember, they are looking at you from the outside. They don't know that on the inside, God is working with you, guiding you to your next positive journey. I learned from a friend of mine to pay what I owe. I didn't need to get another company to pay my credit card debt. She told me to call the credit card companies myself and work out a payment plan, which I did. And I asked that they would lower my line of credit. That would keep me from, going over. I did the same with my back taxes. I called and worked out a payment plan. Now the only debt I have is my mortgage, and I'm paying extra on that. I suggest you sit with yourself and take a true self-inventory of where you are with your money and what you owe, and start today to make moves to pay off your debt. Don't worry about how long it will take. Just see yourself free from being in debt and living a life of financial freedom. You can do it. Just ask the God in you for guidance and listen to the still small voice as it leads you. Keep moving onward, upward, and Godward, and your money matters will work out for the best. I was cleaning out my bookcase and I found this in a 2010 Science of magazine, and it says, I am grateful that all my bills are paid in full through the grace of God. I am grateful that my bank accounts are bountifully supplied, and I am grateful that my cash flow keeps income at a high level. So be it, and so it is. You got